I went to Key West with my family because I have been dying to take Isla to the Butterfly Museum. And we were at the Roval race weekend is happening. I'm over at the broadcast booth on Saturday working the race, and I got sick. I started getting a fever on the drive home, and my boss said you can't have a fever within 24 hours and you're not working tomorrow. So I didn't work the Cup race. If you can't tell, still working that out. So my wife had this plan for this trip. I've been wanting to take Isla to the Butterfly Museum forever. So I went before we had kids, and I'm like, oh, you know, we're in Key West. When I'm in Key West, I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm literally going to drink a beer as soon as it's like,
no matter what time it is.
As soon as it's reasonable, right? And, 10 o'clock, maybe earlier. So we get up one morning. This is 6-7 years ago. Amy's like, I'm scheduled. We're going to the Butterfly Museum this morning. We're going to go eat some breakfast and Butterfly Museum. I'm like, what in the hell? So I'm like, all right, we're doing it. I'm thinking we're going to go in there and see all these butterflies pinned up on the wall and learn about all these different species and just boring as right?
It's too educational.
Yeah, right. Big old educational mess. And so
field trip.
It was that for about 5 minutes. And then you walk through these double doors into a greenhouse, and it's in Key West. Imagine it's 95 degrees, hotter than hell outside. You walk into this double door greenhouse, and it's like cool, perfect 68 degrees. Air conditioner blowing from all angles. And a butterfly landed on my hat bill. Big, giant blue butterfly. And then another one on my shoulder and another one on my hand. And then I look around, they're flying everywhere. And I ain't got kids at this point in my life. And I was like,
everybody's looking at that kid.
This is some magical stuff here. This is magical.
It is pretty
This
cool.
is fantasy land. Yeah.
And not only that, it's very rainforesty,
yes.
Curvy through.
Yeah.
Like, it's really
There's
cool.
a little path you
Yeah,
take,
yeah,
trees everywhere.
yeah.
There's 2 pink, real giant flamingos
Yep,
in there.
There's a bridge.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
insane.
cool.
There's
Yeah.
all kinds of animals crawling all over the place. Birds flying everywhere.
Birds, yep.
And there's dude,
A million butterflies.
A million butterflies. And so I was amazed. And I was like, all right, damn glad I did this. And then we had kids. And ever since we had Isla, I'm like, I can't wait to take her there. She's going to flip. So they love butterflies, right?
Yeah.
They love everything about that.
Yeah.
And so finally, here's the trip. But I'm sick, not feeling good. But we're going to go. We're doing the trip. And it's my birthday. So we got this house that we rented, and everything was great. And I'm not feeling too bad as far as my illness. But I got this fever that won't go away. I keep getting a fever every night. Kind of would get a fever during the day, and then at night. That was worrying me because I usually would when I get a fever, I get it, I break it, it's over.
And it goes away.
But this was a fever that kept breaking, kept coming back, kept breaking, kept coming back. And then finally, and me and her tried to go out on my birthday. We had a plan on my birthday to go out. I had this place I wanted to eat lunch at, and then I wanted to go to these 2 or 3 specific bars and play touch tunes. Yeah. And so we went and had lunch. We were sitting at lunch on Tuesday, and I was like, Amy, I'm just going to tell you, if I'm not myself, I am sore all over. I've got a fever. I don't feel great, but I don't want to go home. I want to see if I can break this fever and us have a good day. But just telling you, I'm not in myself. And so we ended up going to the bar, drank a couple beers, played some touch tunes, and then later that afternoon I was like, I can't do it anymore. Let's go back to the house. So we go back to the house and laid in bed all the next day, feeling crummy. I'd get up every once in a while, but and the girls were just outside in the pool having fun. I can hear them out there playing, giggling, and carrying on. And anyways, I told Amy, I said, I'm going to the doctor when I get back as soon as I can. And so Thursday morning we flew home, and I went right to urgent. Well, actually, I tried to call my family doctor, We have a family practice, whatever you want
Which
to call
is
it.
a new family doctor,
Yeah.
by the way.
Our guy retired, and there's
the
a
last
new one
year.
in there, and we were referred to him by our doctor, and he's a great doctor. This guy, good guy, but I've lost the personal sort of experience when you call and you're like, "Hey, I'm sick. When can I come in?" There was not an opportunity for me to come in that day, and I'm like, "But man, I feel bad." All my life, look, I don't know. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong here. Fine. But all of my life, if you had a family doctor and you were sick, you called, or you just go and hop on in the damn waiting room and just put your name down, and they just call you when they can, right? They just see you when they see you. But, they weren't able to get me in there.
Part of the issue is this. I just thought about it. You used to have the people that worked in the office that knew you, right?
Yes.
Now they're call centers. So now, because they're underneath, the Novants or the Atriums of the world in our area, it's a call center.
Yeah.
So,
They
she don't even know who you are.
No.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah. She don't know how close you are to your doctor.
Right. And so I couldn't get into my doctor. I couldn't go see him. And I'm telling you, dude, my ass is dragging. I'm feverish. I'm feeling crappy. And so they said, "Hey, we can get you on a teleconference." And I'm like, I don't even know what that, like, what?
How do you tell the doctor how you feel
I
in the
know.
teleconference?
I mean,
It just feels weird.
At that point, I was willing to try anything. So I said, yes, teleconference. We're doing it. So that was on the schedule for a couple hours later. And
how does the doctor have time to teleconference you but not see you in person?
Right, yeah. I'm not sure how that was going to go down. I'm not sure what that experience would have been like.
Yeah.
All the while, in the last 2 years, they built an urgent care in Mooresville. It's a giant building, and I'd never been to it. Amy has been there, taken the girls there a time or two, but Amy's like, "We're going to go to urgent care. Let's just do that." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Urgent care, I've never really been to an urgent care too many times," and I just thought, are you sure? Dude, we go to urgent care, and it's a massive building, brand new, spotless. They had these receptionists there. "What can I do for you? What's your problem? Here's your paperwork. Fill it out. We'll holler at you." Go over there, sit down, fill out my stuff, hand it back in. "Dale, come on back here." All right, I get up. Here, the lady takes me back into the back. There's all these, nurses and doctors, walking around and hustling and bustling to room, and they put me in a room, and they're so personable. And "What's your problem?" 2 or 3 people came in there to run some tests and that and other, and then the doctor comes in. They x-rayed me on site. And then I get a call. Actually, the doctor comes in after the x-ray, and she goes, "Hey, man, you got pneumonia in your right lung." And I was like, "Really? I've never had pneumonia." And then she's like, "Yeah, you got pneumonia. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, put you on this. So there's like 4 meds. I got a shot in the ass, which is I'm always
fun.
Okay with that because, and I'll tell you why the shot in the ass doesn't bother me too bad. Anyway, she tells me I got pneumonia, right? And she leaves. She's coming. She leaves the room. My phone rings, and it's my doctor's office, and they're like, "Hey, we're here to connect you to the teleconference." And I'm like, "Hey guys, you know what? I really don't need to do that."
Did you tell them you were in urgent care?
I was like, "I am in urgent care.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of I'm in a room getting taken care of, and
I'm about healed."
I was like, "They have told me that I have pneumonia, so you know what? I'm just gonna let this play out, and I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna do that teleconference." And she's like, "Okay." And so, I got diagnosed with pneumonia on Thursday morning. Started the meds right away. By the next morning, I was a whole lot better, and every day since have gotten just leaps better. And I don't fill out surveys, right? You send my ass a survey, yeah, whatever. Go to the archives.
Even for all the free stuff they give you these
Get
days?
on in the junk folder there, buddy. But this son of a gun, the urgent care sent me a damn survey, boy. I poured it on. I even went into the extra space where you could type in, you know,
Please
your
explain.
own personal what? I was like, you know what? I got a little time. I got a little time to tell you about my experience. I gave them a raving review. Excellent.
That's good.
All across the board. So thank you to the Mooresville Urgent Care for helping me get over this. Who knows what would have happened? I might have missed another damn week of work.
Yeah.
But the reason why the shot in the ass. So they offered it. I was like, yeah, I didn't even know they still did that. You know our dad, right?
Yeah.
When Dad would get a runny nose, little sore throat, tinge of anything, right? Any kind of drives his ass right to the family doctor, says, I want a shot right now. And they're like, what's the matter? And he's like, I'm getting a cold.
Just give me the usual.
I'm about to get a cold. I cannot be sick. And it was a penicillin shot, right?
Yeah.
And the old style.
Yeah.
And he would just do that instead. And they're like, you know what? We can give you this prescription, this 30-day. Give me the shot. I want to get it all in there right now.
Wow.
And so, you know, everything that Dad did, this is a if you really look up to your parents, whatever they do, you're like, that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm doing it. And so I always did that.
That's what you're doing.
Like, 15 years ago, drive in there. Hey, give me a shot in the ass. I'm feeling bad.
I remember one time we visited Mom in
hurts.
the summer. Yeah. Well, it sometimes hurts.
It hurts,
yeah.
but it's sore. That spot's sore for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's so much better than sitting there and popping a pill twice a day for 15 days or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so when they said, hey, man, we're going to give you a shot, and I'm like, we're gonna be better in a day, I promise you, because that damn shot in the ass is exactly.
And you needed to be better quick.
Yeah.
You had
I was
lot
like, man,
going on.
Amy, I know this is the place. When they offered me that, I was like, we are in the right place, Amy.
And they do everything. I mean, urgent cares do everything these days. That's what I asked about. I was like, did they X-ray you right on the spot? Because it's great when you find an urgent care that can do everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I got to tell you, man.
Yeah.
All the nurses, so kind.
Yeah.
And the doctor, she was on top of it and gave me everything I needed. And boy, I was sitting in that room getting ready to check out, getting the alerts from my pharmacy that my stuff was ready.
Dang.
Huh. How about that?
That's fast.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you
Good
to
experience.
Urgent Care. We're better.
New urgent care fan.
We're almost better.
Did it work? Did it work? I was just gonna say.
Pneumonia ain't no joke, brother.
Well, it's got to come out. That's the thing, you know. It's got to
gotta
like
come
get
out.
out.
Dude,
of
I've been
there.
coughing for a month.
Yeah.
I've been coughing this green stuff for 2 weeks. I didn't know what was going on. I had a fever for 5 days straight.
That's serious.
Yeah. That's tough.
Took you a while to get to the doctor. You have those
I'm a little
people.
hard-headed.
Well, I was going to say, you have those
Yeah.
people. You have some that run to the doctor, like you said, at the first sniffle.
I was going to try to party it out in Key West. That did not work. No.